Unit 4, Tissues, Organs, and Organ Systems. For point 1.1 Hierarchy of Biological Organization. Living organisms exhibit a structured hierarchy from simple to complex levels. Atomic level O, smallest unit of an element, e.g., carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Molecular level O, atoms combine to form molecules, e.g., water, DNA, carbohydrates. Organelle level O, biomolecules assemble into subcellular structures, e.g., nucleus, ribosomes. Cellular level O, smallest unit of life, e.g., muscle cell, neuron. Tissue level O, groups of similar cells performing a function, e.g., muscle tissue, epithelial tissue. Organ level O, made of two or more tissues working together, e.g., heart, stomach. Organ system level O, group of organs performing related functions, e.g., digestive system, circulatory system. Organism level O, multiple organ systems working together, e.g., human. For point 1.2 Relationship between structure and function. The structure of biological components directly relates to their function. For example, the flattened shape of intestinal cells increases surface area for better nutrient absorption. Similarly, the branching structure of neurons allows them to transmit signals efficiently throughout the body. For point 2 Types of animal tissues. For point 2.1 Epithelial tissue. Location in the body. Epithelial tissue is present throughout the body, forming the outer layer of skin and lining internal organs such as the stomach, intestines, and blood vessels. Functions. Epithelial tissue serves multiple important functions. It protects underlying tissues from physical damage, pathogens, and dehydration. This tissue also facilitates absorption of nutrients in the digestive tract and allows for secretion of substances like mucus and enzymes. For point 2.2 Connective tissue. Location in the body. Connective tissue is found in various parts of the body including bones, cartilage, blood, and fat deposits. Functions. This tissue provides structural support to organs and the body as a whole. It connects different tissues together and transports essential substances through the blood. Connective tissue also stores energy in the form of fat and helps cushion and protect delicate organs. For point 2.3 Muscular tissue. Location in the body. Muscular tissue is present in three main forms: skeletal muscles attached to bones, smooth muscles in organ walls, and cardiac muscle in the heart. Functions. The primary function of muscular tissue is to enable movement. Skeletal muscles allow voluntary movements like walking, while smooth muscles control involuntary actions such as digestion. Cardiac muscle contracts rhythmically to pump blood throughout the circulatory system. Location in the body. Nervous tissue makes up the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves throughout the body. Functions. This specialized tissue is responsible for receiving, processing, and transmitting electrical signals. It coordinates bodily functions by communicating between different parts of the body and responding to internal and external stimuli. For point 3 Organs and organ systems. For point 3.1 Organs. Definition and composition. Organs are structures composed of two or more tissue types that work together to perform specific functions. For example, the heart contains muscular, connective, and nervous tissues that enable it to pump blood effectively. Examples of organs. The stomach is an organ that includes epithelial tissue for protection, muscle tissue for churning food, and nervous tissue for regulating digestion. Similarly, the lungs contain epithelial tissue for gas exchange and connective tissue for structural support. For point 3.2 Organ systems. Definition and components. Organ systems are groups of organs that work together to perform major bodily functions. The digestive system, for instance, includes the mouth, esophagus, stomach, and intestines that collectively process food. Major organ systems. The circulatory system consists of the heart and blood vessels that transport nutrients and oxygen. The respiratory system includes the lungs and airways that facilitate breathing. The nervous system comprises the brain, spinal cord, and nerves that control bodily functions. For point 3.3 Coordination between systems. Interdependence of systems. Organ systems do not work in isolation, but rather depend on each other. The respiratory and circulatory systems collaborate to deliver oxygen to cells and remove carbon dioxide. The nervous and endocrine systems work together to regulate bodily processes through electrical signals and hormones. Examples of coordination. When exercising, the muscular system requires more oxygen, prompting the respiratory system to increase breathing rate and the circulatory system to pump blood faster. This coordination ensures the body functions efficiently under different conditions. For point 4 Homeostasis. For point 4.1 Definition and importance. Concept of homeostasis. Homeostasis refers to the body's ability to maintain stable internal conditions despite external changes. This balance is crucial for proper cellular function and overall health. Key regulated factors. The body carefully regulates factors such as temperature, blood pH, glucose levels, and fluid balance. Maintaining these within narrow ranges ensures optimal functioning of enzymes and metabolic processes. For point 4.2 Mechanisms of homeostasis. Feedback loops. Homeostasis is maintained through negative feedback loops. When body temperature rises, mechanisms like sweating and vasodilation help cool the body. Conversely, in cold conditions, shivering and vasoconstriction generate and conserve heat. Role of hormones. Hormones like insulin and glucagon regulate blood sugar levels. Insulin lowers glucose levels by promoting storage, while glucagon raises them by releasing stored glucose when needed. For point 4.3 Role of organ systems. Contributing systems. Multiple organ systems participate in homeostasis. The nervous system detects changes and responses. The endocrine system provides slower, long-term regulation through hormones. The urinary system maintains water and electrolyte balance. Integrated function. For example, when dehydrated, the urinary system conserves water while the nervous system triggers thirst. This integrated response helps restore fluid balance and maintain homeostasis. For point 5 Plant tissues and organs. For point 5.1 Types of plant tissues. Dermal tissue. Location in plants. Dermal tissue forms the outermost layer of plants, covering leaves, stems, and roots. Functions. This tissue protects plants from water loss, physical damage, and pathogens. It also facilitates gas exchange through structures called stomata. Ground tissue. Location in plants. Ground tissue makes up most of the plant's interior, found between the dermal and vascular tissues. Functions. This tissue performs photosynthesis, stores nutrients and water, and provides structural support to the plant. Vascular tissue. Location in plants. Vascular tissue runs throughout the plant in bundles, present in stems, roots, and leaves. Functions. Xylem transports water and minerals from roots to leaves, while phloem distributes sugars produced during photosynthesis to all plant parts. For point 5.2 Plant organs and systems. Root system. Structure and location. The root system is typically underground and includes primary and secondary roots. Functions. Roots anchor the plant, absorb water and minerals from soil, and store food reserves. Shoot system. Structure and location. The shoot system grows above ground and consists of stems, leaves, flowers, and fruits. Functions. Stems provide support and transport nutrients, while leaves perform photosynthesis. Flowers and fruits are involved in reproduction. For 5.3 leaf structure and function. Epidermis. Structure. The epidermis is the outermost layer of cells covered by a waxy cuticle. Functions. It protects the leaf from water loss and physical damage while allowing light penetration for photosynthesis. Mesophyll. Structure. The mesophyll consists of palisade and spongy layers containing chloroplasts. Functions. Palisade cells perform most photosynthesis, while spongy cells facilitate gas exchange through air spaces. Vascular bundles. Structure. These bundles contain xylem and phloem tissues arranged in veins. Functions. Xylem transports water to leaves, while phloem distributes sugars to other plant parts. Exercise. The diagram shows cells in part of the level of a green plant. Which region contains cells which are responsible for the process of transport? A, B, B, C, D, D. The table shows 3 functions of cells. Which row is correct? Absorption. Support. Transport. A. Red blood cell. Muscle cells. Root hair cell. B. Root hair cell. Xylem vessel. Red blood cell. C. Muscle cell. Red blood cell. Xylem vessel. D. Xylem vessel. Root hair cell. Muscle cell. What are the functions of xylem and phloem in green plants? Support and transport of sugars, transport of water. Transport of sugars, support and transport of water. C. Support and transport of water, transport of sugar. D. Transport of water, support and transport of sugars. 4. If tissue level is not developed in the level of organization, which next level will not fit? A. Molecular level. B. Atomic level. C. Organ level. D. Organelle level. 5. Following diagram shows level of organization in a plant. Which one is the organ? A, B, B, C, D, D. 6. Which lists the levels of body organization from smallest to largest? Organism, organ system, organ, tissue, cell. Tissue, cell, organ, organ system, organism. Organ, organ system, organism, tissue, cell. D. Cell, tissue, organ, organ system, organism. 7. This statement about homeostasis is incorrect. A. Internal environment fluctuations are narrow versus external. B. There is one system regulating homeostatic activities. C. Keeps internal constant despite external changes. D. Necessary for cell survival. 8. Which best describes homeostasis? A. Keeping body fixed/unaltered. B. Dynamic equilibrium. Maintaining near constant internal environment. Altering external environment. 9. Organisms modify internal conditions through A. Osmoregulation. B. Excretion. C. Thermoregulation. D. All of the above. 10. Spongy mesophyll and xylem in leaf section are parts of A. Cell and organism. B. Organ and organism. C. Cell and tissue. D. Tissue and organ. 11. The diagram shows material from an organism. Which level does it show? A. Cell. B. Organ. C. Organ system. D. Tissue. 12. Which structure is not an organ? A. Artery. B. Flower. C. Spinal cord. D. Xylem. 13. Correct description of xylem. Cell for absorption. Organ system for conduction. C. Tissue for transport. D. Organ for transport. 14. Which is at different organization level? A. Kidney. B. Liver. C. Neuron. D. Lung. 15. Which leaf cells perform photosynthesis? A, 1 and 4b, 2 and 5c, 2 and 3d, 3 and 6.
Short answers questions.
1. Differentiations in table format. Organ versus organelle. Feature. Organ. Organelle. Size. Macroscopic. Microscopic. Composition. Made of multiple tissues. Subcellular structure. Example. Heart, stomach. Mitochondria, nucleus. Animal versus plant tissues. Feature. Animal tissues. Plant tissues. Types. For basic types. 3 main types. Function. Movement/signaling. Support/transport. Feature. Animal tissues. Plant tissues. Cell walls. Absent. Present cellulose. Xylem versus phloem. Feature. Xylem. Phloem. Direction. Upward transport. Bidirectional transport. Cell status. Dead at maturity. Living cells. Main function. Water/minerals transport. Sugar/organic transport. Epithelial versus muscular tissue. Feature. Epithelial. Muscular. Function. Protection/secretion. Movement. Cell shape. Tightly packed. Elongated fibers. Regeneration. High regeneration. Limited regeneration. Nervous versus connective tissue. Feature. Nervous. Connective. Cells. Neurons. Fibroblasts/adipocytes. Matrix. Minimal. Abundant extracellular. Function. Signal transmission. Support/connection. Epidermal versus ground tissue. Feature. Epidermal. Ground. Location. Outermost layer. Middle layers. Specialization. Protection. Photosynthesis/storage. Structures. Cuticles/stomata. Chloroplasts. Root versus shoot system. Feature. Root system. Shoot system. Location. Underground. Above ground. Function. Absorption/anchoring. Photosynthesis/reproduction. Chloroplasts. Absent. Present in leaves. Vegetative versus reproductive parts. Feature. Vegetative. Reproductive. Function. Growth/nutrition. Reproduction. Examples. Leaves, stems. Flowers, fruits. Lifespan. Perennial. Often seasonal. How different tissues form stomach. The stomach contains 4 tissue layers: epithelial, protection/secretion, connective, support, smooth muscle, churning, and nervous, regulation. These work together for mechanical and chemical digestion. Respiratory system oxygenates blood and removes CO2, while circulatory system transports these gases. They integrate at alveoli, lungs, and capillaries, tissues, for efficient gas exchange. How temperature is regulated in our body. Hypothalamus detects temperature changes, triggering sweating/vasodilation to cool or shivering/vasoconstriction to warm. Endocrine system assists via metabolic regulation.
Extensive answers questions.
1. Justify how the cells of a leaf have a variety of specialized structures and functions. Leaves are highly specialized plant organs that perform multiple critical functions, primarily photosynthesis, gas exchange, and transpiration. The cells within a leaf are structurally and functionally adapted to maximize efficiency in these processes. Epidermal tissue. The upper and lower epidermis consist of tightly packed cells covered by a waxy cuticle, which minimizes water loss. The lower epidermis contains stomata, tiny pores flanked by guard cells. These cells can change shape to open or close the stomata, regulating gas exchange, CO2 intake and O2 release, and water vapor loss. Mesophyll tissue. The palisade mesophyll consists of elongated cells packed with chloroplasts, arranged vertically to maximize sunlight absorption. These cells are the primary photosynthetic cells, converting light energy into chemical energy, glucose. Below them, the spongy mesophyll has loosely arranged cells with large intercellular air spaces, facilitating gas diffusion, CO2 for photosynthesis and O2 for respiration. The xylem transports water and dissolved minerals from roots to leaves, while the phloem distributes the sugars produced during photosynthesis to other plant parts. The xylem consists of dead, hollow cells reinforced with lignin for structural support, whereas phloem contains living sieve tube elements and companion cells for active transport. Specialized adaptations. Guard cells regulate stomatal opening based on light and water availability. Bundle sheath cells surround vascular bundles, aiding in efficient nutrient transport. Thus, the structural diversity of leaf cells directly correlates with their functional specialization, ensuring optimal photosynthesis, gas exchange, and nutrient distribution. 2. Give an account of the levels of biological organization. Biological organization follows a hierarchical structure, from the simplest components to the most complex living systems. 1. Atomic level. Atoms, e.g., carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, are the fundamental units of matter that form molecules. 2. Molecular level. Atoms bond to form molecules, e.g., water, DNA, proteins, which are the building blocks of cellular structures. Organelle level. Molecules assemble into organelles, e.g., nucleus, mitochondria, chloroplasts, each performing specific functions within cells. Cellular level. Organelles combine to form cells, the basic units of life, e.g., muscle cells, neurons. Tissue level. Groups of similar cells form tissues, e.g., epithelial, muscle, xylem, working together for a common function. Organ level. Different tissues combine to form organs, e.g., heart, leaf, stomach, each specialized for specific tasks. Organ system level. Multiple organs work together in organ systems, e.g., circulatory, digestive, chute system, to perform complex functions. Organism level. All organ systems integrate to form a complete organism, e.g., human tree. This hierarchy demonstrates how complexity increases at each level, with emergent properties arising from interactions between components. 3. Explain the functions of different organ systems in humans. Digestive system. Function. Breaks down food into nutrients via mechanical, chewing, churning, and chemical, enzymes, acids, processes. Key organs: mouth, mechanical digestion, stomach, acid breakdown, small intestine, nutrient absorption, liver, bile production. Circulatory system. Function: transports oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and waste products via blood. Key organs: heart, pumps blood, arteries/veins, transport channels, capillaries, exchange sites. Respiratory system. Function: facilitates gas exchange, O2 in, CO2 out, between blood and the environment. Key organs: lungs, alveoli for diffusion, trachea, air passage, diaphragm, breathing muscle. Nervous system. Function: coordinates body activities via electrical impulses. Key organs: brain, central control, spinal cord, signal relay, nerves, peripheral communication. Skeletal system. Function: provides structural support, protects organs, enables movement, and produces blood cells. Key organs: bones, framework, cartilage, joint cushioning, ligaments, bone connectors. Endocrine system. Function: regulates metabolism, growth, and reproduction via hormones. Key organs: pituitary gland, master gland, thyroid, metabolism control, pancreas, insulin production. Each system maintains homeostasis, ensuring survival and optimal body function. 4. How do different organ systems in humans work together to maintain homeostasis? Homeostasis is the body's ability to maintain a stable internal environment despite external changes. Multiple organ systems collaborate to achieve this balance. Thermoregulation, temperature control. Nervous system: hypothalamus detects temperature changes. Integumentary system: sweat glands cool the body, blood vessels dilate/constrict. Muscular system: shivering generates heat in cold conditions. Blood glucose regulation. Endocrine system: pancreas releases insulin, lowers blood sugar or glucagon, raises blood sugar. Liver: stores/releases glucose as needed. Circulatory system: distributes glucose to cells. pH and gas balance. Respiratory system: adjusts breathing rate to regulate CO2 levels. Urinary system: kidneys excrete acids/bases to maintain blood pH 7.4. Fluid and electrolyte balance. Urinary system: kidneys filter blood, retaining essential ions, Na, K, and excreting waste. Circulatory system: maintains blood pressure for proper filtration. Immune defense. Lymphatic system: produces white blood cells to fight infections. Integumentary system: skin acts as a physical barrier against pathogens. These interconnected mechanisms ensure that the body remains in dynamic equilibrium, adapting to internal and external changes. 5. Explain how cells and tissues are adapted to perform their functions efficiently, using the leaf as an example. The leaf exemplifies structural and functional adaptation at cellular and tissue levels. Palisade mesophyll cells. Structure: tightly packed, columnar cells with numerous chloroplasts. Function: maximizes light absorption for photosynthesis. Spongy mesophyll cells. Structure: loosely arranged with air spaces. Function: facilitates gas exchange, CO2 diffusion for photosynthesis. Epidermal cells. Structure: covered by a waxy cuticle. Function: prevents water loss and protects against pathogens. Guard cells. Structure: kidney-shaped cells surrounding stomata. Function: regulate transpiration and gas exchange by opening/closing stomata. Xylem and phloem. Xylem: hollow, lignin-reinforced cells for water transport. Phloem: sieve tubes with companion cells for sugar translocation. Adaptive significance. Efficient photosynthesis: palisade cells capture maximum light. Controlled water loss: cuticle and stomata balance transpiration. Optimal gas exchange: spongy mesophyll ensures CO2 availability. Effective transport: xylem and phloem distribute water and nutrients. Thus, each cell and tissue in the leaf is precisely adapted to contribute to the plant's survival and productivity.